Let's imagine that we have two inclined planes. Angles alpha and beta, and an object that is released from rest at the top of that inclined plane of length d. And there's friction on both inclined planes, so there's friction, same coefficient of friction mu naught, the same is true on this inclined plane, but there's no friction here. So we want to know how far up along this inclined plane the object travels. So there's our x unknown. So energy conservation, we can do gravitational potential energy, mg, the height here is d sine alpha, gd sine alpha. So that's all the energy that the system has. And afterwards, we have a height which is x sine beta, so we have potential energy mgx sine beta, but we have to add in the energy, the mechanical energy loss to friction. So we have plus mu naught. The normal force here is mg cosine alpha. So we have mg cosine alpha times d. And here we have the normal force is mg cosine beta. And there we multiply by x. And so we have, sorry, I should have written this x in green as well. So now we see that we have two terms. So I'm going to take this term over to here. There's m in every single term, so we can get rid of m. Actually, there's mg in every single term. So here I have d sine alpha minus mu naught d cosine alpha, and that's going to be equal to mgx sine beta plus mu mgx cosine beta. So I'm going to be dividing by mu naught. Oops, sorry. Let's see, the mu naught, I already brought this to that side. These are the terms with the x. So I have a mu naught cosine beta plus simply sine beta. And that is equal to the x. Let's see if this makes sense dimensionally. So this is dimensionless, cosines and sines are dimensionless, so there's a d here, and this is dimensionless as well, so at least that's a distance. And if we think of this from the perspective of work equals delta k, then initial kinetic is 0, final kinetic is 0, so delta k is 0. And the work, of course, we have positive work here, so we have mgd sine alpha, and then we have negative work done by gravity there, minus mgx sine beta, and then we have the negative works done by the force of friction, mu naught mg cosine alpha d, and minus mu naught mg cosine beta x. And so, of course, we end up at the same place.